Jenna Haig to come up. Jenna?
I think I'm gonna yell. I can't hear.
Teacher mode.
Sorry. Okay, I'm not gonna use that, so I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me better?
Yes.
Now? Okay, good. I have 2 kids. I'm used to this. So my name is Jenna Haig. I am running for state rep in District 98, which is part of Sunrise, Davie, and Plantation as well. So today we had a really interesting thing happen with the governor and our special session that is happening on the 15th. The agenda was released. So now it's all of our turn. This is a call to action. There have been multiple bills, I believe it's 4, that have been put on the agenda for our special session. Now we all need to pick up the phone and start calling our representatives. You need to call your Florida state representative and you need to call your Florida state senators and tell them that you support these bills. They need to know that we are behind them and we won't settle for anything less than these bills being passed. One of the bills, which I thought was probably the boldest move that our governor could have done, was to put a bill on the agenda that essentially will take the state of Florida out of OSHA. It will put the power back into the states. When Biden announced the mandate that he's saying is not a mandate, but an OSHA rule, one of the things that he said was that the way that this rule was written essentially would stop any local or state governments and their individual rules and laws that they put in place. I don't know if you guys have read the Constitution, but 10th Amendment is states' rights. Anything that is not expressly given to the federal government belongs in the hands of the state. Biden was wrong. We all know that. Okay, again, right, for like the millionth time. A federal court has stopped the mandate for now, in that it is going to go to court as so many states have sued the federal administration over this law. But we know how courts go, right? It all depends on how they feel that day and whose pocket they're in. So, we need to make sure that here in Florida, we are protecting ourselves and the citizens of Florida. We are 365 days away from re-electing our governor. And in that 365 days, there is a lot of work to be done. We're going back into session shortly. We have a lot of laws that are on the books that we want to adjust, change, or add to. Get involved. One of the things that people talked about after the last legislative session was that although we passed legislation to stop vaccine passports in Florida, the one thing that was left on the books was that our state could still come in and force a vaccine onto somebody. It's never been used in the state of Florida, but it is on the books. It has been on the books for a very long time. One of the things that this special session is addressing is that exact piece of legislation, so that that could not happen. Because while today we have an amazing governor, at some point, this state is not going to have him forever. So imagine if we were in a situation where he had lost and we had Gillum. Okay? Now imagine that that law is on the books. And imagine how different this state would look. And we wouldn't just be sitting here talking about a vaccine mandate from employers or like what is going on the federal level. Get involved. Go out, help with voter registration. Walk the neighborhoods. You have a candidate here tonight that is up for a special election. His election's coming soon. He's walking neighborhoods. Go out and walk with him. And then come January, start walking with those in your area. Knock on doors. Talk to people. Start conversations. I can tell you from experience that as I've been knocking doors, walking, talking to people in the community, we have a lot in common. Even with those that registration says different. People are open. I was walking going to breakfast about 2 weeks ago and there was a DARE table set up. I know it's not in school anymore, but I'm showing my age. I went through DARE. Okay? And I stopped out of nostalgia. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen DARE in so long. I found out it no longer is in schools anymore. It's been completely taken out because of funding. But what was better about that interaction was I spoke to somebody that was apolitical and typically said that he's Democrat. But we started talking. And he said to me, this is the first time that somebody has stopped and talked to me and asked me what I think. And we were able to have a conversation. And at the end of that conversation, he said to me, you know, I gotta tell you, we are a lot more alike than I thought we were. And our values actually really align. But he'd been raised in a Democrat family, grown up thinking that he was always a Democrat and his values aligned with Democrat Party. And maybe 50 years ago it did. But it's a different party. And if there's a time or an opportunity to fix Broward, which in turn helps keep this state red, the time is now. I appreciate everybody taking the time and coming out tonight to hear all of us speak, because I know that that time is important. I'm away from my kids. I know what it's like. But if we don't do something now, there's not going to be anything left to fight for. And I truly believe that in my heart. I've never been in politics. This is my first go. But I can tell you that I decided to run because I want to make a difference. Because I looked at the landscape of what is going on and said I cannot just sit back anymore. I don't want my kids to have this fight. I will fight and I will make sacrifices every day so that my children do not need to make those same sacrifices. So help me and join me in this fight. Join all of us in this fight and help us save Broward. Thank you. If you want any information about me, my website's really easy. It's just jennahaig.com. I've got cards I'm sitting in the back. Enjoy your dinner.
Thank you, Jenna. Now, candidate for Florida State Senate in the 33rd District, Joseph Carter.